Well, I did say wait for the PV to drop, and now it's time for me to eat my own words. For those of you who don't know, about a year ago, well, it's not a year, but it's close enough in my head, where I said the studio of One Punch Man Season 2 doesn't matter because they could get the same animators, JC Staff isn't a horrible studio, and we also had no evidence at the time to put forth to say that this was going to be a horrendous production. But it's 2019 now, okay? And the PV has dropped, and it's looking pretty average, man. It just looks average. It doesn't look atrocious. It doesn't look like One Punch Man anymore. It looks more like Taboo Tattoo or Prison School, which Prison School looked fine for Prison School because Prison School was a comedy, and it didn't really need to have action scenes. And then Taboo Tattoo was... Bro, I don't even remember Taboo Tattoo. I remember it had a weird 3D camera fetish, but that was about it. I don't know what that happened in that one anymore. But point still stands as having that JC Staff kind of dark shine. That's what I like to call it. That those two shows have, and it looks fine. But we don't want fine. We want 10 out of 10 and bones looking and Madhouse looking animation. We want Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Does this give me an excuse to tell everyone that One Punch Man sucks and when everyone should go watch Mob Psycho 100? Yes it does. Yes it does. Yes it does very much. But I feel bad for the people that One Punch Man was their life. I personally felt that the One Punch Man Season 1 wasn't the best thing to ever exist. Wasn't my biggest thing that year, but I still respect it. I still respect it a lot. It just wasn't too great on the rewatch. And one of its selling points was this animation. That's what made it even worth watching a lot of the time in my book. But it's over. The animation isn't good anymore. It's just mediocre. Now don't go just blaming JC Staff or saying, ah man, I knew it was going to be bad from the jump because JC Staff is a bad studio. They're not. They're not a bad studio. They're not a bad studio. I won't let anyone say that about my boys at JC Staff. They made some great shows, some amazing shows with good animation. And this is coming from someone who's being personally hurt by them at this exact moment with Index Season 3 not being up to snuff. It doesn't look like something that came out of 2019. It looks like something that came out of 2006 or 7. I want better for them, but it mostly comes down to scheduling and production companies making studios doing things in insane amounts of time where they don't have any pre-production, or if they do, it's very minor, and it's just a side effect of the industry. Not everyone gets to be Studio Bones, where they finish most of Mob Psycho 100 before it even airs. But yeah, I was wrong. I still don't think my title is wrong. I was wrong about JC Staff being able to handle it. But I still think that the studio doesn't matter. Because the thing is, if Shingo Natsume was directing the show, or if they just had good production schedule, it would be a similar experience to One Punch Man Season 1. Even if they went to a studio like Lurch. If they went to Lurch but had the same staff, it would have been fine, but they didn't have good pre-production. And we don't live in an era... We live in an era where Dragon Ball Super is having good pre-production. So One Punch Man doesn't have an excuse.